You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Topping our news tonight, a Bradenton man is charged with killing a 3-month-old baby. 26-year-old Uvu KK Ayama Uvo is charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child. According to police, the child died back in December, but it took 4 months for the autopsy results to come back and show that it was a homicide. The baby dying from head trauma. Police say Uvo is the mother's boyfriend.
After the mother called 911, we arrived to find her and the child, and unfortunately at that time the suspect actually fled because he had 3 warrants out of Lee County. He came in and spoke to our detectives the next day, and because based on their investigation they were able to charge him.
Police are not sure whether or not Uvo was the father of this infant. The investigation is still ongoing. It is unclear whether or not the mother will face any charges in her son's death. 4 Bradenton men are behind bars tonight for robbing 2 homes in Sarasota. The first burglary was reported at a home on Goldfinch Street, which is near Clark Road and I-75. Sheriff's deputies say someone approached the 4 men inside the victim's lanai, and then they took off in a silver Nissan. Deputies followed them as they got onto I-75 before they crashed into a deputy's vehicle near the University Parkway exit. Deputies linked the men to another home burglary on Cara Street in that same neighborhood. All 4 men are now charged with unarmed burglary. 20-year-olds Charles Jackson and Marcus Bradley, as well as 19-year-old Tyler Summerall, all remain in custody. The driver, 18-year-old Ty Langston, also faces a single count of fleeing to elude. Only 4 months after winning the Class 7A state championship, Venice High School has fired its head coach. For football, John Peacock's firing stems from a social media post. A Venice High football player's Twitter post was directed at Braden River High coach Kurt Bradley and included a spray tan bottle. Bradley is multiracial and took the tweet as being racially insensitive and complained to both the school district and Peacock. In a statement, Peacock says he liked the tweet because he thought it was a joke and he had no clue about Bradley's racial background. One of the Venice football team's main sponsors is Bill Buick Chevrolet. Monty Jacobs says although Coach Peacock is no longer coach, the business will still support the Venice program.
I'm not judge or jury. I guess I'm an involved party because I support the program, and I think that I support John, but also I support the Venice community and I support Venice High School, and this football program is going to move forward, and Bill Buick Chevrolet is going to move forward with it.
According to Venice's principal, Coach Larry Shannon will be the interim head coach for the spring season. The school will then examine where they are and make a decision on its next head football coach. Northport police are investigating a threatening message left at a middle school today. According to a message sent out by the school, the threat was written on a bathroom locker room stall with black magic marker. Parents of Heron Creek Middle School were sent a message saying in part the school will investigate all threats regardless of how harmless they may seem. The message adds that there will be an extra police presence on campus tomorrow. New video tonight into our newsroom of a Florida deputy wrestling with a high school student. Now we want to warn you, this video is graphic.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
All that happened yesterday in Pasco County, just north of Tampa. A school administrator asked the SRO to remove the girl from the cafeteria. According to the student's social media, the officer was called in because she was skipping class. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office is now investigating a complaint made by the student and her parents. In health news tonight, the Community AIDS Network of Sarasota County wants to inform parents about opioids and how they're affecting local teens. This Saturday will be the first annual Parent Education Summit, where CAN will talk about the dangers of opioids, important risk factors, and critical prevention tools to keep teens safe. A health education consultant for CAN says education is the key to prevention.
When we know the information, there's no excuse of I didn't know or I wasn't sure. We really just want to make sure that everyone knows the accurate information as well, the medically accurate information, as well as resources in our community where they can go to seek help.
Parents are encouraged to bring their teens ages 11 to 17. Those teens will be offered a separate session where they'll be able to discuss the effects of peer pressure, refusal and negotiation skills, plus positive youth development. Well, more than 30 foundations here in Sarasota are joining together to help children in need. Dozens of nonprofit groups, government agencies, and charities are joining together to create the first 1,000 Days initiative, combining their unique resources to help children in the community during their first 2 years of life. They're doing it by working together to help pregnant mothers struggling with addiction, homelessness, and financial aid, and then connect them to resources to combat any of those issues. They have a two-step program that they're hoping to launch this fall.
One starts right here at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, and it's a patient navigator program for mothers and families to identify the families at the point of birth and personally guide them to the resources in our community. The other is a major outreach and education campaign to make families aware of the resources available to them.
They're hoping to try this program out for 3 years as a pilot program and then move on from there. Well, let's get a check on our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, beautiful night out there tonight.
Thanks, Jacqueline. A beautiful night it was, too, indeed, at the Shelby Gardens. We had the big best of the best 2018 taking place there. Boy, here is a storm system now, which is starting to kick up a little bit of shower activity and some thunderstorms now across parts of Arkansas tonight. Not a lot of rough weather there. And we have this other low pressure continuing to spin off to the east. A trough of low pressure in the eastern third of the nation. Little pieces of energy kind of dipping along that. We'll send this front our way. This area of low pressure now moving into Missouri. And again, it looks as though this thing will eventually move to the south and east over the next couple of days. Now, this frontal boundary that you see slicing through parts of Arkansas down into Texas will eventually be on our doorstep by Friday, and it will bring a chance for showers. The futurecast showing pretty nice weather tomorrow, not much going on, and then the front comes in. Pretty big storms that expected over parts of Alabama, Mississippi, and into Georgia, but we won't get much of that as we take you through time here. Here's Thursday at 11 o'clock. The front gets close to us just after sunrise on Friday, and then a chance for a few showers on Friday. But right now it's nice out there, comfortable, clear skies, and 67 degrees, humidity at 67% or 76%, and winds out of the northwest at 8. The pressure has been falling ever so slightly, but we do expect high pressure to dominate our weather throughout the day on Thursday. Temperatures currently all in the 60s here along the west coast, 76 though in the Keys. Much more in our forecast, that rain chance, and let you know if it will spoil our weekend weather coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Bob. Looking forward to it. Tonight, an update on a Sandhill crane that's been seen around Mayaca City for months, walking around with an arrow through its body. Now, we do want to warn you, some of those images may be a bit graphic. ABC7's Rick Adams has the latest details.
Well, the Sandhill crane in this cage is lucky to be alive. It's now recovering after being struck by an arrow. Here's an image of the arrow that hit a Sandhill crane in the Mayaca City area. As you can see on this x-ray, it struck the bottom back part of the bird.
They were concerned it was pretty close to some of the vital organs like the liver, but it didn't damage the liver. So it was very fortunate that that arrow went through and was sticking out and didn't catch any vital organ, considering it was kind of in the area of the hip.
The bird was seen by several people near M&J Road in eastern Manatee County. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office has been keeping an eye out for it for several months and finally spotted it. Wildlife experts were called out to rescue it. A local vet performed surgery on it on Wednesday, removing the arrow, and the bird is now healing at the Wildlife Inc. facility in Bradenton Beach.
It'll be with us for several days. It's on antibiotics. We'll be feeding it and making sure it's healed back. It has a mate out there, and we will be reuniting it with the mate in the near future.
This Sandhill crane is expected to make a full recovery. Authorities are hopeful that the arrow's identification information will lead them to the person responsible for this. These birds are protected under the Migratory Bird Act, and it could lead to a $15,000 fine.
This was just a malicious thing done by somebody. Why they would want to shoot a Sandhill crane, they don't bother people.
And if you have any information as to who did this, you're being asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office or FWC immediately. Reporting from Bradenton Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Construction is now underway on a new parking garage at St. Armands Circle. Business owners say shoppers have struggled to find parking in that area for years. Now take a look. This is an animated view of what the new parking garage will look like. It will sit right on North Adams Drive in place of a free parking lot that's currently there. That lot held up to 200 cars, but the new garage will more than double that to 500 spaces. The general manager of a St. Armands business says more parking will bring more people to the circle, which will boost business.
So many people don't come to the circle, locals especially. They don't want to come out here during season because there's never anywhere to park. So anything, like I said, that gives us a better ease of shopping is always good for business.
Construction on that parking garage should be complete in December, just in time for Christmas shopping. An update tonight on an effort to shape the future of vacant land next to Sarasota County's Celery fields. The bird habitat is divided by Palmer Road just south of Fruitville. The 22 acres of county-owned land is in question just west of the Celery fields and has sat empty for the past 2 decades. Today, dozens of people told county commissioners what they'd like to see happen with that land. Among their ideas, a sports complex, restaurants, or affordable housing.
In fact, the YMCA is quite far along on their internal discussions of how this might be done. So we're with you.
Today, commissioners directed the group to work closer with county staff and then come back with an update in about 10 weeks. Volunteers in Sarasota County contributed more than 200,000 hours of service last year. That's a value of almost $6 million. This week is National Volunteer Week, and today about 1,000 of those volunteers were recognized by the City Commission. So big congratulations to them. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert weather forecast. Plus, after more than 40 years, police in California say they've arrested the man they believe was a serial killer. And we'll have a sneak preview of Selby Garden's newest upcoming exhibit.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
Like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati of Sarasota.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Nice weather here on the Suncoast. It looks pretty good.
Oh, it looks great, fantastic. Yeah. You know, before the heat gets here, these kind of days are just outstanding temperatures in the upper 70s. We're going to see another day like that again tomorrow, it looks like. KCK webcam showing clear skies, blue and blue water Boy, it was nice out on the beaches today, getting a lot of reports on that. And if you had a chance to look to the west just after sunset, you saw bright light. And that bright light is Venus. Some people asking about what that was. And the planet Venus showing up, and it's ascending. A nice sunset tonight, too. And it will be with us, get this, all the way through October of this year. It just gets higher in the sky each night. But another great shot, great egret. Norm Schimmel getting this, a picturesque shot of the great egret there. And Nokomis, look at this, all the people in the background. You just see them barely off there in the distance. That was the drum circle at Nokomis Beach. Guy sending that in, perfect night for it. And there's Venus just below the M on the .com. You can see it right there. Art Conforti getting this. He was situated right there in the bay, right by Marie Selby Gardens. Now, here's the forecast tomorrow. Looks good, doesn't it? We'll start off on the cooler side. You'll see temperatures down in the low 60s, which is fairly typical, but we were warmer today. We'll be in the low 60s in most places, and then we'll warm up into the mid 70s. I think we'll see some upper 70s, right around 78, 79 degrees in between the noon hour and 3 p.m. And then it looks like temperatures staying pretty mild here, despite the fact that a cold front's on its way. We talked about it earlier. You can see the storm system digging now. It's not going to cause a concern as far as any rough weather goes here. It'll bring a brief shower or two, I think, on Friday night. I don't think it's going to linger into Saturday morning, though, as it makes its way off to the east. But the high pressure that has been dominating our weather will slip a little bit off to the east, and mild conditions are expected again on Thursday. Here's the current conditions. 67 degrees, dew point 59, the humidity 76%, winds have calmed down, and the pressure now 2998 inches. That is rising. The high today warmed to upper 70s, 79 degrees. The low this morning was 66. And here comes the European forecast model showing some high clouds at 5 o'clock. Could make for a beautiful sunset tomorrow night. And then here's that thin line of clouds. There's a few showers embedded with it in that, and it moves down on Friday midday and may hang around through the evening. But again, the shower chance is only at about 30% for a few widely scattered showers. Sunday looks good despite the presence of some high clouds now and again moving on through, but should be perfect beach weather. And then Monday, we see that high pressure ridge shift off to the east. That will bring us a more east to southeasterly direction for our winds, and that will warm us up and bring, guess what, that humidity back up. So we'll see higher humidity values on in through next week. Well, that low pressure over the northeast continues to cause problems. That's the one that brought us the rainfall on Monday. Here comes the system now making its way through Missouri and into Arkansas. But for us, that high pressure keeping things quiet. Another storm system developing here over the northern Rockies, which will also dive into the trough of the jet stream over the eastern third of the nation. It won't do much, produce some snow near Colorado, and then here comes the rain for the southeast, but not much for us. In the big picture, I think we'll see just a few showers with it and should make for a pretty decent weekend as high pressure will build back in behind it. Well, the highs tomorrow will be warm. Finally, spring weather returning across Wisconsin, Minnesota, Kansas City, and St. Louis, all in the upper 60s there. For boaters tomorrow, looks good. Winds pretty light and seas generally 2 feet or less. That forecast continues into the weekend. So if you're waiting to go boating over the weekend, looks good. Nice tomorrow, 79 for your high, below average. Friday, increasing clouds and a chance for a few showers. Shouldn't be a washout at all. Saturday and Sunday looks great, and high temperatures will be in the low 80s, and then we get above the normal by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the mid 80s, and we could see some upper 80s, and it will start to feel just a little bit, not much, like summer. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll take it. Well, police in California say they've arrested a serial killer who they hunted for more than 4 decades. Known as the Golden State Killer, the East Area Rapist, or the original Night Stalker. Police say they've finally identified him to be Joseph James DeAngelo. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez tells us more about the man linked to at least a dozen homicides.
Police call him one of the most elusive serial killers in American history. And now the man believed to be the so-called Golden State Killer is behind bars more than 4 decades after his alleged crime spree began.
We found the needle in the haystack, and it was right here in Sacramento.
Police arresting 72-year-old Joseph James DeAngelo outside of his home, saying they believe the former police officer is responsible for at least 12 murders, 45 rapes, and more than 100 burglaries that spread fear across California in the 1970s and 80s.
The feeling is undescribable. I'm so happy. I feel so blessed. We finally got the guy who brutally raped and murdered my sister.
Police explaining DeAngelo was not a suspect until days ago when, after a break in the case, they used cutting-edge DNA testing to get a match.
We were able to get some discarded DNA and we were able to confirm what we thought we already knew, that we had our man.
And right now, D'Angelo is charged with 4 counts of murder, but police say more charges will be filed soon. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In state news now, a fraternity in Orlando is being suspended because of an incident at an off-campus party. 2 University of Central Florida students are accused of raping a woman at that party. Police say it all happened at a home used by a fraternity for parties, and one of the accused is a former member of the Alpha Tau Omega fraternity. Junior David Kirk and sophomore Jack Smith have been arrested and charged with sexual battery of a physically unresponsive person. The fraternity faces 6 charges, 1 for disruptive conduct and 5 for alcohol-related misconduct. Staff and law enforcement at one Florida high school are being recognized for their response during a school shooting. Just last week, a 19-year-old student shot another student in North Florida. Moments later, the suspected gunman was taken into custody before he could shoot anybody else. Pictures after the incident showed desks and chairs piled in front of doors as staff tried to keep their students safe. Today, Governor Rick Scott honoring those staff members.
I'm really proud of Deputy Long, and it's a real honor to be able to give him the Medal of Heroism. You can tell that the deputy is somebody that cares about the kids at that school, and he's been well trained, but he really cares.
The suspect in that shooting, Sky Boucher, is facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault with a firearm and possessing a firearm on school property. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
New tonight.
We're going to give the whole ending to the movie here tonight.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Infinity War week continues, and the cast is surprising superfans.
Would you like a sneak peek? I'd love.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Here's
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a part-time media controller to manage various stages of video on-air content playout. General computer skills are an absolute must. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
Well, the Tampa Bay Rays are suddenly turning things around. The Rays winning 4 in a row and 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, Tampa Bay and Baltimore taking the win against the Orioles. Final score, 8-4 tonight. And it's now the Bolts versus the Bruins. After beating the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games, the Boston Bruins will face the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Boston went 3-1 against the Bolts during the regular season. Tampa Bay will host a Game 1 against the Boston Bruins on Saturday afternoon at Amalie Arena. Well, that's a look at sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
The Spring Fever sales event is going on now at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota. Drive a new 2018 Corolla for only $79 per month, the all-new 2018 Camry for only $119 per month, and 2018 RAV4 for just $129 per month at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance in just a few minutes? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with just a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, TruStage guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you. TruStage cares for you the same way you care for your family. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now. Any amount of protection can help, and you are guaranteed to be accepted. In just a few minutes, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Getting life insurance can be fast and easy, and it could cost less than you think. Plus, your price will never increase, and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now for a free, no-obligation quote. It's fast and easy. Plus, you get TruStage's 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-809-8372 today.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, an An island-style party was the event of the evening in downtown Sarasota tonight. Sarasota Magazine's Best of Sarasota celebration taking place at Celery Gardens. This year's theme, a tropical tiki extravaganza. The party celebrates readers' picks for best restaurants, shops, bars, much more. And Celery Gardens making a big announcement tonight on what's next for their displays. An exhibit featuring Paul Gauguin called Gauguin's Voyage to Paradise.
What we were going to do is recreate Gauguin's Paradise here at Celery Gardens and also display original artwork by Gauguin.
I do apologize, his name is Paul Gauguin. And our very own chief meteorologist, Bob, of course, taking home the title of Best TV Personality. John Scalzi and Scott Dennis also respectively coming in as finalists, so big congrats to all three of them, and especially you, Bob.
Yeah, congratulations to all the winners.
Times,
yeah, you know, I'm humbled by all the people out there voting and writing in. You know, it's a nice thing. I'm very honored. We are looking at some beautiful weather for us tomorrow. I think it's because the weather's so nice here, right?
There you go.
Now, I want to share this real quick. This is the updated version of the long-range model of the European, showing something maybe popping up southeast of Bermuda. Long way away, though. We'll watch it.
Oh, okay, thanks, Bob. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.